finally solved the darn barrel cap issue. I think I gotta now put this watch back together again. So let's just put it into the movement holder, the Myers number 58 movement holder, and start building this watch back up again. Got to make sure I oil the various parts of this watch as I'm reassembling it. This is where the mainspring barrel is going to go. So it's going to need a little bit of oil here just so it will rotate properly. Doesn't need much. If you put too much in there, it's going to end up causing a problem. I can see how it spins nicely. That's what you want right there. Check in the family. So it's always fun putting these things back together because you're never sure which way it should go. And you're like, okay, I think I know how to do this. I think I know how to do this. I think I know how to do this. And then you go, actually, I don't know how to do this. There we go. I think that's like that. And this just rests in here. It goes like this. I'm going to put my glasses in here so I can do this properly. Just like that. And then this goes up here because it sits inside the this lever right there. The Leave It to Beaver lever. I think that actually goes inside of there. It's it's resting on top right now, but I got to make it go inside, which is a little trickier, but still doable. Let me see if that's going inside, or is it? Darn. Don't let go of it. Stems are fun. There we go. It's like that right there. That should do right there. Like that. I'm going to have to turn that around the other way so I can see what the heck is going on. We'll just leave it like this for now. I think it's good enough for now. Just like that. Come on, stay there. When I put the cap on, it may help support it. So, but that's it for now, and I've got to basically put the rest of this watch together. Doing more work there, and my granddaughter showed up to say hi. So again, it always throws me off. Look how dirty this watch was. This is how dirty this watch was when I got it. It was a piece of crap. Alright, I got to put this back together again. I think I got to start with the escapement, work my way up, make sure the barrel's in, and everything else is pinions up, except for the last one. Same thing as last. Alright, time to rebuild the watch here. So I get the escapement here, and I'm going to do that first. Of course, I got it at a friggin' angle, and you can't get it in there when it's at an angle. Alright, escapement. I need the seconds hand. Should be this one. I should be able to drop that right in without a problem. That is the hand that has the second hand on it. Then their intermediate wheel goes next, and that's right beside it. And again, pinion up for this. And my hip is getting sore right now. sitting in this watchmaker's chair, trying to do this while I'm talking on a video. Never friggin' works. There we go. That's that one, and then the center wheel always goes straight down. Straight down. Before I put the center wheel in, I want to put a little tiny bit of oil right on the pipe of the center wheel. Right there. You see, you get some more oil than that. There, that's a goodly amount right there. Put it right in there. That's good. I'll be surprised if this watch works. Shouldn't say that, but it was a mess. When Buddy sent me this watch, I thought it was going to be, well, look, it's just a pocket watch. I tend to get the projects, I call them. That other watchmakers, maybe they don't want them. I'm not sure. I think I see something in the pinion right here. I'm going to grab this thing here, and I want to just, I for the life of me, see something in the pinion. All right, that's good. So that's that. Now I can put this cap on here right over the top. Now this thing here was causing a little bit of a problem because it was sticking up high, but hopefully when I put the cap on, it doesn't have that problem. Again, I'll oil that after. I think I'll oil that after. So throw that back on the top here. And this just floats on like that. Just have to get the center wheel in position here. Like that, like this. And I'm going to just put some screws in here. I know this seems to be a little off on the side, but I want to just make sure that things don't move around. So I'm just going to put some screws down here. Got 1, 2, 3, and just screw these down lightly. What I want to do is flip the watch around and have a look at where everything is sitting. But I got to put this in, and I got to put the other one in first. Like that. There. It's not going to go anywhere, and that's not tight at all, by the way. And then I can put this one in next, and then I'll run the train after and see what it looks like, right? See if it's close to being the right. See if it's close to being accurate. Come on. Let's turn that around and see what I'm looking at here. And again, I'm just going to have to tweak these pivots because nothing's going to fit right the first time. So what I do again is put the screws in, and I don't tighten them up. I just throw them in like this so that the plate doesn't run around on me. And then I'm able to tweak the pivots so everything falls into place. Everything looks like it's kind of low right, or in place right now. Maybe it is. Maybe it fell into place, and that guy that said that all you need to do is tap it, right? Just move that over so you can see what I'm up to here. Yeah, so that's not going to be in place, and I get my tweaking tool here, and I'm just going to bring that up to my face and be able to just move these things around until the plate drops. That's what I'm going to do. I'll be back in a second. So I think the plate did drop. So I'm just going to tighten these down just a bit. And then I'm going to use my bench key and run the train on this. So just to see if everything spins nicely. So But before I run the train, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in everything here so it's nice and lubricated and I don't have problems that way. Now if you recall the video I made for this watch before, this watch was in bad shape, man. It was in really bad shape. Have to clean this up with Rodico a little bit, but in general we're good. There we go. General good. And I'm going to just put a little tiny bit of 9010 on the pallet fork hole. Just because I'm that kind of guy. Just because I'm that kind of guy. I think I already rejeweled all this stuff, I believe. Let me just get my bench key out for a second and spin this puppy dog. And when I do this, I put a little bit of pressure. Just want to make sure everything is kind of working here. So nothing will turn until I actually put the ratchets and stuff in. I did want to look at the other side of this to make sure that everything was kind of together. And I know that this guy's got to go here. And then when this guy's here, this will go down more. I'm positive. There we go. So now that's in place. And I can tighten these screws a bit more. Uno, due, tre, quattro, cinque. There. So that's good there. That's in place there. I'll put a little bit of oil on that after. But what I want to do is I want to put the ratchet back in and this wheel here. And I kind of look where that rubs. Right there. I'll just throw that in there like that. That fits in there nicely. And then there's a cap on that ratchet that I got to put in like this. I don't think there's a direction on this cap. I'm not sure, but I don't think there is. It just goes in like that. And that allows the ratchet wheel to turn independently. Just put that like this, and then this screws in. I can't remember which direction this is, righty tighty, lefty loosey, or whatever, but I'm just going to see what happens. Yeah, no, I got to tighten it by loosening it. So those are always weird. I always find those weird. The right size screwdriver. But you're tightening something by loosening it. And make sure this is loose, and it is. That's good. It's like surgery, man. Putting one of these watches together. Somebody went to Switzerland and took a course once. There were two surgeons that ended up in Switzerland, and they took a quick course on how to reassemble a watch. And after they finished doing the work, they told the watch company that they were brain surgeons, actually. And they told the watch company that that's harder work than actual brain surgery. Now, I can't believe that, but that's what they said. So you watchmakers out there should be very proud of the work you're doing. I don't like the gum under this. This was cleaned, but I don't like the gum under it. So I'm going to do a little bit of work on this and be right back. There, I took my old pad here from the one that was dirty. It's clean on the bottom, but it was dirty on the top. So I put that there, and I'm going to see if I can just scrape this off with Rodico. And if I can't scrape it off with Rodico, then I'll use my brush that's used to remove stuff like this. So actually it's coming off a bit. That's not too bad. It's funny that the cleaner, my cleaner couldn't take this off because it's so gummed up that if you saw a picture of this watch in the before condition, like I think I showed you, it looks pretty friggin' bad in the before condition because it was in hard shape. Not sure the owner where this thing came from, but it was in bad shape. So sometimes you can use pegwood here to get rid of things, and sometimes you can't. That's good there. All right, so that goes on top here, and I just do about an eyeball lineup before I put it in, and then you can use a piece of pegwood to move the ratchet out of the way. So it's actually in good shape right there, no problem. And then I have to get the screw for the top. One thing that always worries me about these screws is that the head coming off, you never know what. They're old watches, so the screw head could come off, and then you got a whole other problem. I remember trying to fish one out once before, and it was ridiculous. Now, so I tighten that up, and then as I turn it, you're able to put a bit of a wind onto the watch. So let me just get the bench key out here and let this thing spin. Oh, there we go. There was already enough leftover power in there just from that little tiny turn I put on the barrel. See that? That's pretty cool. So that's plenty of power on there. Let me just do that again. There it goes. When you run the train, you can see if there's any issues. It should run smooth. It should stop smooth too, but sometimes it doesn't. But in general, it should stop smooth. So that was fairly good. And now before I put the balance set and everything, I want to put in the this here. Now, I sometimes line that up and simply push it down, but I'm always trying to make sure the gears like that are not in the way, because I don't want the gear to get in the way of this second wheel here. And so when I'm setting the watch, if I set the watch, that's winding it, but if I push in like that, that should set the watch. It's still going to spin a bit, but that's winding it, and you can hear it down there. You can see it moving a little bit there. And then that's setting it, is pushing in like this. It's a little sticky here, I think. Like that. And that's where it's going to catch the gears and start setting the watch. I'm just looking at the movement and see, make sure it's going in the right direction here. Yeah. And then this lines it like that. So that's good. Now the question is, do I oil? I should put a little bit of oil on here. I always put a little bit right here, and it just kind of spreads around itself like that. And put a little tiny bit of oil right here. I can use a different type for this actually, because it's a friction mechanism, so I just want to put a little bit there, and I want to put a little tiny bit right here. that. That should be good. And I don't really need any here because it's brass on steel, so I shouldn't need any oil there at all. And so now I can flip this around again, and these are all these parts or these screws here are tight, so I don't have to worry about that. Just make sure there's no issues here at all, and there is none. There are none. I'm gonna have to put a before and after on this watch though, because it looks so shitty before. I gotta show you what it looks like now compared to before. So we're just gonna keep working on this here. I need to put the pallet fork in wherever the heck it is. I think it's in another tray. So there's the pallet fork. It was in a different tray. You're gonna get that pallet fork back in place. And I usually clean the head of the pallet fork with Rodico. I don't bother putting it into any alcohol or anything because I'm worried about the pallet fork stones getting loose. Well, I can hear other monsters arriving, so that would be my son Tom's here to pick up his daughter, my granddaughter. There we go. That is in there. Now I see another part here, but I don't think that's for this watch. I'm just going to put this aside here, because all I need to do now is put on the bridge. But family has arrived, so we're going to put the bridge on as soon as family has not arrived. So let me just put this stuff in the mat and turn off my video. Alright, I'm back from outside. So when family shows up, you got to drop everything and do family things. That's what you're obliged to do, so don't do watchmaking when family arrives. Alright, so I got to put this thing in. I'm listening around me and everything is ticking, so I'm looking where the studs are on the bottom here. They go in something like that. This is tricky. Just going to put it down and drop it. That didn't work. Now I got to grab this screw and put it in, but I have to make sure that pivot's in, or it could be big problems. Come on, get in the hole, get in the hole. I hate when the screw is just so big that it doesn't want to fit in the stupid hole. And other times it just falls in. Don't understand that at all. Let me just see if I can screw this down. Use my infamous Bergeon stick. There we go. Now this thing is going to go down, and it's got to go over the part here. So I got to make sure that this thing turns nicely before I tighten anything, because I don't want anything to get ruined. So pallet fork is nice and loose right now. I know it's got to go up a bit higher, I believe, anyway. There we go. And that's in there. So that's a little tricky to do. You got to twist it and and get it in there properly. So now that the pallet fork's in there, I should be able to wind this bugger, and it should keep its wind. See which side to wind it on. Right there. I just need to put a bit of a wind on it. When I push in, it's for setting the time. We'll see if that works later. But for now, is that snapping back and forth? Yes, it is. Look at that. We got perfect snapping. I think I'll end this watch here, and I'm going to have dinner really soon. So this is now empty. Empty! I do have a strange part just floating around. But when I look around my desk here, I got one watch ticking away right there. And that's a beautiful watch that I need to return. I got the Bride of Franken watch ticking away right there, and that's a beautiful watch I need to return. I have this one here, which is a Waltham Salesman case watch, which I don't want to snap the case on until I'm absolutely sure it's running perfectly, and I got to return that. And then I've got this watch right here, the ladies Waltham, that's running super well, and I've got to return that. That's all the crap that's on my desk. I'm telling you, it's stressing me out, Jerry, stressing me out. So now I still have to do a little bit of work on this balance here, but I'm a little tired right now, so I don't want to do this now. I might do it tonight. I might do it next Sunday. I'm not sure, but I'll have to tell the gentleman whose watch I'm cleaning that I'm going to have to do that later. So, but if you look at the before and after, that is the after look of this watch. And I just want to get a quick shot of the before and show you what it looked like. And you move this out of the way so it doesn't get ruined. That is the after there. Have a look at that. This is the before. Have a look at that. It was a piece of crap. So, and that's what we have now. So it's in pretty good condition. So this wasn't just a cleaning and reassembly. This was what I would call a restoration. So I put a lot of elbow grease into this watch. So it's almost done, but I've got chicken to eat soon, so I'm not sure if I want to jump into the balance right now. I could get it ticking later on, though. I could come up here for an hour, do a little work on it, and get it ticking, right? If I was a good man, I'd do that. Or not. Put that in there. I don't want to lose it. But it's probably a lot more work than I want to do right now. I think maybe after work tomorrow I get home and I spend an hour or so on this watch and get it done. That way I feel good, and the gentleman whose watch it is, he feels good too. I'm telling you, I'm retiring. It's going to be end of May is the latest, and I think I'll do limited hours in May. And I think the 10th of May is going to be my last week of work, and then from there on in, folks, I'll be able to focus more on the pocket watch or the watch repair and not be distracted by making money. Because when you're doing watch repair, you're likely losing money. Anyway, so I'll see you later. So please subscribe, please share my work. I'm going to publish the video before I get into reassembly and putting the balance back in, but the watch is working, it's ticking, the balance staff's going back and forth, so I think I'm probably going to have 4 on the bench ticking away very soon. So thank you very, very much for watching my channel, and I hope you appreciate the fact that I put a brand new mat on there today, and so we're all ready to rock and roll. There's the watch there, and it is ready to receive the balance and tick away like it was brand new. Thanks a lot again, and I'll catch you later.